a Senate panel is hosting a first of its kind hearing on a bill that would allow state legal cannabis businesses to access banks. It's a move marijuana legalization advocates and Democrats see as a sign that roadblocks to drug policy reform might be wavering in the GOP controlled Senate.
Before we were hearing from Republican Chairman Senator Crapo that there was not going to be a hearing on any kind of marijuana legislation. So why is it happening now?
I think what we're seeing is that we have states that are proceeding to be added to the column of having either medicinal or recreational marijuana, and that includes states represented by Republicans.
Because marijuana is still federally illegal, state legal cannabis businesses are not able to open bank accounts, use credit cards, or get loans. That means most marijuana businesses operate on a cash-only basis, and Merkley, who will testify at the hearing, says that's left business owners vulnerable to robbery and assault. It's also created a window for criminals to run money laundering and tax evasion schemes.
So it's totally counterproductive to operate in cash. And finally, we're getting a Senate hearing with a bipartisan bill, and I think we have some momentum. I'm pretty optimistic.
The bill, known as the Safe Banking Act, would allow financial institutions to work with cannabis businesses without the fear of any punishment from the federal government. Now, advocates are lauding the hearing as a significant step towards major cannabis reform. Justin Streekel, political director for the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, praised the hearing in a statement, saying, "For the first time in history, a Senate committee will be having a candid conversation about the implications of federal criminalization and undue burden it places on state legal businesses." 38 state attorneys general sent a letter to Congress in May, urging members to pass the Safe Banking Act. State bankers associations from all 50 states and Puerto Rico sent a letter to the Senate Banking Committee that same month, asking leaders to hold a hearing on the bill. It is expected to easily pass in the democratically controlled House, and if it makes it through the Senate Banking Committee, it would be eligible for a vote in the full Senate, but only if Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell agrees to bring it to the floor. While McConnell championed a provision to legalize hemp in the 2018 Farm Bill, he's been staunchly anti-pot. But Merkley says he thinks McConnell could change his tune on the Safe Banking Act.
Mitch McConnell hasn't really been the biggest proponent of marijuana legislation.
No, that's right, but he has been an advocate for hemp legislation, and this bill also provides protection in that regard. So it can be of assistance to Kentucky and to other states that have a strong hemp industry. And quite frankly, even if you're not from a state that has medicinal or recreational marijuana, you can understand that nothing is served by facilitating money laundering in the United States of America, assisting criminal syndicates to do their evil work. So this is something that should concern everybody in every state.